and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. And I sure want to talk to you. And we welcome your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And as we connect, we're going to drill in and we're going to talk to all the angels and all the guides that are with you. And we're going to move forward to create the life that we want. There's a light. There's a light. There's a light that shines down on all of us here. And they're going to shift consciousness with that light because Lord knows we need that. And as we move forward, we're going to answer questions right here. They were playing my opening song again. It's a good song, but that doesn't mean I wanted to hear it again. Tonight we're tuning in. We're moving forward to answer your questions. It's a journey to see what the universe has to offer us. The universe is bringing us messages all the time. But do you know what they're saying? Do you know what those messages mean? Every day there's a sign, there's a symbol, there's an aspect of the universe showing you. Pay attention. Look over here. This is an option for you. This could work. This could offer you a relief from the problem that you're in. But we don't always pay attention. We don't always notice what is there for us. We're caught up in our heads. And we've said this to you before. Why is it that our racing minds take control of everything and don't allow us to settle ourselves? We need to be centered. We need to ground ourselves. We need to calm down. So much going on in the world. The universe always lets us know when we're on track. The universe always lets you know what is happening next. We want to settle and look for the clues. It could be a pattern of numbers that you see. Every time you're on point, you'll see maybe 1111 or 444 or 333, or maybe the birthday of your children or a loved one. There are so many signs that they send us with numbers. You could look at your register receipt. How many of you really look? Or do you just snatch it from the person, shove it in your bag or your purse, and off you go? And you don't pay attention. There's a message there. I know sometimes we don't want to look because we don't want to know how much money we just spent. That's enough to send anybody over the edge these days, and I understand that. But what if the universe is showing you a number and then you see the same number again and then something inside of you says, I need to play that number. I need to do something with this number. And maybe you go and play the lottery, your local lottery. 3 numbers, 4 numbers. There's always something that can be done with the messages the universe gives us. The universe uses people to be your messenger. I remember when I lived in New Jersey, I used to go to this particular 7-Eleven. It was a lovely little place, and it was in Montville, New Jersey. Small little town right next to, touching the lines of Parsippany and Boonton, New Jersey, for those of you who listen to me in New Jersey. And I went to this 7-Eleven, and whenever I would see a number, I would play. And I was on this really magnificent roll that the universe was giving me, where I would see a number, I would play the number, and then I'd go home, and I'd already know I won. It was a feeling. And I'd sit there and watch the lottery balls come up. And there was a wonderful woman there who would do that segment of the lottery, and we would watch the balls go up. And I say we because my son at the time was very little. And I would say to him, I think we won. And he said, okay, let's see. So the first ball would go up, Maybe the first ball was 8, the next ball went up, and he's looking at the ticket, and the next one's 4, and then the next one's 7. And he's like, oh my God, we won. I said, yes, we did. So then we put on his coat, we got back in the car, and we went and picked up our $500. That was fun. Began to become a little game with us. And so I would play a number, and we would sit with the ticket, and at 7:33, when the numbers were being drawn, we would sit there. First ball up. By the time the second ball was up, he'd be like, I'll get my coat, Mommy, because it looks like we won again. And he'd get his coat, we'd get back in the car, and we'd go pick up the money. And it became this game with us. And it was the lottery that helped me tune into the numbers. But it was the universe that showed me the numbers that gave me the inkling, the feeling that I should play. No, this is not a speech on advocating gambling. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that sometimes the universe finds a way to assist you. You see, at the time I was going through quite a bit, and, well, that money helped. And I went on a roll that lasted about 9 months straight of winning 3 to 4 times a week. That's not a bad haul. And I paid attention to the numbers. Another thing I want you to pay attention to is music. I know you get in your car and you're in this wonderful energy of turning on your favorite tunes. You know, now we're so fortunate we don't have to always just listen to the radio, although I'm grateful for those of you who listen to us here on the True Oldies station. But we have so many choices, right? We have the songs on our phone. Sometimes people listen to YouTube. We've got choices. But when we didn't have all those choices, one of my favorite things was to wait for a favorite song to come on. And there was a song by Green Day called Good Riddance. It's the time of your life. And it says, take the photographs and still frames in your mind. And don't ask questions, don't ask why. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you have the time of your life. I'm paraphrasing bits and pieces of the song, because if you're not familiar with it, I want you to understand that that became a symbol for me. I remember I had something really important to handle, and I pulled up in front of this office building, and that song came on. And I went in the office building, and I handled this paperwork, and then I left. Full circle moment, 2 years later, I'm pulling into that same parking lot to go to another office in that office building to interview for a job, which was the job I ended up getting. That then became the job that allowed me to move to Florida to work remotely. And what song do you think was playing when I pulled up that second time? In a parking lot that I never went to, in a building I never went to, except for the same, a reason 2 years prior. Good Riddance, Time of Your Life. So I've come to notice that that song always plays when I'm pondering something, something's heavy on my mind. I've come to notice that if I am at a crossroad in my life and I'm going, okay, is this what I need to do next? Maybe I'm pulling up somewhere and the song will come on. I'm like, okay, I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right things, and everything is lining up. Even though I may not see it, the fact that this song is coming on, when it comes on, given what I'm thinking, and the universe hears our every thought and mirrors back to us what we need to know, there we go. I hope you have the time of your life. Don't ask questions. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you have the time of your life. So I began to ask for more. This was early on. I had just barely met my spiritual teacher, so I didn't know too much about this talk to the universe. Universe talks to me. Maybe like many of you listening, you're like, what is she talking about? But most of us have heard about the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is this force of energy that we create with our intentions, with our thoughts, with our words, that sends out to the universe what we desire, and the universe literally rearranges stories and situations so that we could have the opportunity to have what we want. Now, can you imagine all the different scenarios that could open up the possibilities of you getting what you want. And I want you to know that there are most likely 3 to 5 times that you have missed the biggest opportunities because you weren't paying attention, and you ended up getting to where you wanted to go, but it took too long. It dragged out. You had a lot of obstacles. You had to suffer in between. If we're dialing up and tuning into the universe and watching our mouth, watching our thoughts, being mindful, being present in the moment, we can then accomplish with a much faster rate and with more ease and grace the outcome we desire. With ease and grace. So I ask you this: what are you stumbling with? What has you in a struggle? What has you feeling overwhelmed, disrupted? And what are you sending out to the universe? Now, remember this, we're human. And we often, when we're feeling frustrated and put out of sorts, what do? We worry. We think it's not going to happen. We walk around in circles wondering, what should I do? We pool our friends for their opinion. What do you think? What do you think? And we create this energy of doubt, insecurity, fear, uncertainty. Do you really think it's going to happen? And your friend says, well, it should, but I don't know. And you're like, oh, shoot, they don't know. I don't know. We don't know. Oh, no. And so the universe begins to pull back that frequency because the universe feels the energy of resistance from you. Not the outcome. The outcome was lining up, and there you go, creating resistance, creating a blip in the screen because you're worried. Now let me go back. That very same job that I had an opportunity to work at before I came to Florida, that building that I went to for a second time, that was destiny for me. It was a pivotal moment that brought me here to where I am today with all of you, even though that job had nothing to do with what I do here. It was just the vehicle that brought me to Florida. I remember when I was in the beautiful job that I loved, before I transitioned to this next job, but the beautiful job that I loved in a company that was called at the time Source One. Beautiful people, wonderful people, fabulous connections, but we got bought out. We got bought out by this acquisition company that was on State Street, in New York, right down in the Wall Street area, and we were in Bloomfield, New Jersey, minding our business, and they're like, nope, we're going to move your offices to New York. Now, you want to talk resistance, but all right, here we go. We're going to have to get there, so there are different ways we could get there. But I still had to take the train underneath the World Trade Center and walk up from there and then walk to State Street. So it was many steps to get there. We moved right before 9/11. And after 9/11, most of us from New York didn't want to go to New York. There was this eerie feeling, and those who lived there, well, it was a terrible time for the country. And I remember thinking, all right, well, this is what I have to do for now. And I decided I'd take the ferry, and get off the ferry and then walk to State Street. So I'd take Route 3 and I'd park the car. I'd get on the ferry, I'd get off the ferry, I'd walk quite a ways, and there I was. I didn't mind. It was winter. At this point, we're getting colder and colder. So those of you in New York with all your snow, my heart bleeds for you right now because I remember those cold, windy days, although we didn't have a blizzard like you all just went through. And the universe was sending me signs like, this isn't for you anymore. We know you love the people. We know you want to be a part of what's going on, And there was a sense that whatever was going on was going to be short-lived, not immediately, but something was going to end up changing in the company. So I thought, I need to get out. And wouldn't you know, the minute I thought I need to get out, and this was leaving people that I loved working with, I loved them. It was the best job ever. And I was doing so well. My phone rings and it's a recruiter. The universe heard me. And the recruiter says, hey, are you looking to skip over to another company? We've got an opportunity for you and it's going to pay this and offers you that. And they breaks it all down for me. And I'm like, all right. So I go ahead and I interview. So I go back to that building for the second time, and that's where I ended up working. The universe was sending me signs, get out. The universe brought me a recruiter. I could have held on to what was familiar and comfortable, even though I didn't like going into the city. Or I could make the change and take a chance. And then once I got there, they're like, we don't care where you work from as long as you produce. And then I came to Florida to visit and made the decision that Florida would be the place that I would work out of. And everything aligned perfectly. But while I was waiting to get that job, I created my own resistance. Because I remember I interviewed for that job in December. And December's not the easiest time to try to get a job because everyone's busy. And it was they had call center facilities, and they were looking to use me to implement more clients in their call center facilities. And they had to get in touch with the other call center that I had been affiliated with, and they had to talk to Nathan, and he was in the Philippines, and they were missing each other. So it dragged on forever and ever. I remember being on the ferry thinking, it's not going to happen. It's not happening. And then it happened. It took quite a while. And I know many of you are looking for jobs right now, thinking it's not going to happen. I'm here to tell you, please stop saying that. It is going to happen. You have to take those words out of your mouth. Maybe you have to get more creative, or you need to try a different approach. Maybe you've gone through interviews, but the places that you've gone to are not the right fit for you, and you just don't realize it. And the universe is sending you a signal. We think that we're not being heard. We think that we're not being supported. We think nothing's working for us. And we're looking at our bills, and we're looking at what we have to pay, and we're seeing things mount, and we're getting overwhelmed. If that's you, the universe hears you. And they know what you want. And they'll give you the ways around solving the problems that are before you. But I'm here to tell you, don't focus on the problem. And I know you could say to me, okay, Sarah, that's a great thing to say, Sarah Spiritual, but it's almost the 1st of March and I don't have rent. Something will help you. Something will happen. You have to get creative. You have to think outside the box. You have to trust that in the last minute, in the last hour, something would happen. Or if for some reason you have to move, which nobody wants to move under those circumstances, that even through that little obstacle, that hiccup, the universe is navigating everything to get you to the right place. Ultimately, maybe something better, more affordable. Maybe you're in an apartment or a space that's too much for you. And it's always been, but you were managing and now, something changed and you cannot manage anymore. I'm sure I'm talking to many of you. All right? Everything seems to be overwhelming and expensive. But the universe is going to send you a sign. The universe is going to, show you where to go. You have to think, say, believe, feel. The outcome is different than what you're projecting in your fear. You have to realize that there are other ways to get where you want to go. We need to trust. We need to believe. The universe is sending you signs. It'll come in a song. It'll come in a flashback of a memory of when you were with your grandmother and your grandmother told you something that everything will be okay when you were a little girl and you were afraid of a thunderstorm. Something will remind you that it's okay. A person will come to you and they will say, hey, it's okay. People are messengers. Even when I used to go to the 7-Eleven and play those numbers in New Jersey, I remember a man sitting outside and he looked at me and he said, hey, you might want to play 965. And I went, really? Why? He said, I don't know. Consider me your angel. Play 965. And I listened to the man and I played the number. And I did hit on that number. And that number's been with me ever since. So what made that man share that with me? The universe, the prompting, him being in the frequency and the flow. He wasn't an angel because I saw him with my own eyes. He was flesh and blood like you and me. But it was a message. You see, people are going to give you messages through their conversations. Are you paying attention to what people are saying to you? Or are you rushing through the grocery store and someone just tried to say hello to you and you're too busy to say hello? Maybe that same person who tried to say hello was going to say something that was going to shift how you felt. Or maybe give you a clue. But they felt compelled and prompted to speak to you. But you were too busy. The universe is talking. It's using all of us to help each other. And it's asking all of us to look on the side of happiness, joy, light, and love. Well, at this minute, I know I need to look at the side of I need to go to commercial break. So we're going to take a moment to hear from our sponsors. And then when we come back, I'm going to continue this conversation, give you some more clues as to what the universe can offer you. And then we're going to go to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And that's me, Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light, there's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light that touches hearts. There's a light to open everyone to love. Love may hold the answer we are looking for. Love may open up another door of light. Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a light. Open up in everyone. Can you feel it? There's a light to change the world. Won't you be a part of the light? Oh, love, it is the answer now, and we can see love. There's a light
There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation. And we're welcoming your phone calls at 866-972-7247. If you're tuning in on the True Oldies, we welcome you to this show. We've been hanging out since 2009. So if it's your first time, I say, where have you been? I'm on 802 live shows. So we're glad to connect with all of you. And we've got our friends on Facebook and YouTube. We've got some conversation going on there. And we want to hear from all of you. We want to hear your questions. We're going to answer questions on Facebook and YouTube as well. And I was talking about manifestation, the importance of what we say and what we do and how we think, and some of the inner struggles. And I like to share stories of things that I have gone through, ways I have been, well, off, disconnected, back in the day before I didn't know any better. That's what inspires me to want to inspire you to think differently. Because if I didn't meet someone who told me about this and explained how all of this works and mentored me in connections with spirit and the possibilities of the universe, I don't know where I'd be, but maybe I can guess I'd still be hanging out in my corporate job. Wasn't a bad gig, but this is so much better. So much better to be with all of you and answering questions. You call, Spirit answers. I love that. And I love that when we sit and we think about the possibilities of what life brings, and then we daydream and we visualize the outcomes the way ultimately we would love them to be, amazing things happen. Amazing things. You know, I speak to so many people from all across the country. I speak to people in person at my center, at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and when I sit across from them, often they're filled with uncertainty, anxiety, wondering if they're doing the right thing. Because there's so much going on in the world, and we are all being pulled in so many directions. And I'm not here to say, don't pay attention. I know that it causes us to feel certain emotions, but don't let it grab hold of you. Focus on the outcome. Focus on how life could be. Think of your best moment in life, when things felt really good for you, when you were at the top of your game. Maybe you were, I don't know, a baseball player and you hit your first home run and how that felt. Maybe when you were a little girl, you played in some type of musical theater and you had your moment as the leading role. Or you were the lead ballerina in a school recital. And how it felt when you stood on that stage and you felt as if you're at the top of your game. Maybe it's the day you graduated high school or college, or passed a test that you didn't think possible, but you did it. In spite of all the worry, you passed. Because it's destiny. It's what's meant to happen. But could you imagine if the whole time you were studying for the test and going through the classes and trying to go through all the hoops that you have to go through to get to where you want to be in a particular program, particularly I think of the nursing program, there's a lot they have to do. And once you're there, it feels good. Well, what if in the journey, instead of worrying about tests and wondering if you were going to pass, and if you're going to pass the state test, what if you just had a confidence that you knew it was going to work out perfectly and that you would pass the test? Think of all the moments you robbed yourself of joy, of the celebration of you trying a new path and learning something new and setting your intention on a new career, on a destiny for you, instead of worrying. Why are we worrying? Go for a job interview and, oh my goodness, what you do to yourself after the job interview. You're like, I think I did great, but I don't know. There was this one person, I don't know how they responded to me. Why are you worrying? You did great. If you did the best that you could do, if you feel the best that you could feel, then why are we worrying? Why are we losing ourselves in this energy of discontentment and angst? You're doing the best you can. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you're going through, if you're doing the best you can and you're showing up, then step 2 is think positively. I don't know how, but somehow this is going to work out. That's your mantra. And I don't need to know how, because God knows how, and so I give this to God. I don't know how, but somehow this is going to work out, and since I don't know how and I know God knows how, I give this to God. Whatever it is that's on your mind. Whatever has you feeling uncertain. What could that be? It could be something fun. It doesn't have to be anything traumatic. It could be, I want to take a vacation, but I don't know how. But I really want to, and I really feel that I'm ready for one, and I need that break. So I don't know how, but somehow the universe is going to open up a way for me to have the opportunity to go on a vacation, and I'll have the abundance I need to get there. I don't know how, but God knows how, so I give it to God, because God knows that this is what I desire. And then start looking at vacations. Start planning the vacation. I didn't say put your money where your mouth was and extend yourself right away. I said begin the energy. And once you begin the energy, things will line up. Maybe you'll get paid out some commission you weren't expected from work. Maybe somebody would say, hey, I need some help for the next 3 weeks. Can you do this side gig for me? And normally you'd be like, oh God, that's so much work for me. I don't want to work that much. I'm already working full time. I've got kids. I've got this going on. But the universe will be like, hello, you want a vacation. You'll find a way to manage everything. And then here's the extra money that you wanted to have the vacation you desire. Oh. But at first, all we thought of is all the reasons why we probably couldn't do that, even though the money sounded great. Did you forget that you asked the universe for a vacation? And poof, there's the vacation. There's so many opportunities that the universe gives us. But for whatever reason, we don't see them. We just lose ourselves in the moments that are sometimes swallowing us up. And things become very routine. You know, life has a way of doing that. We go to work, we come home, we've got certain tasks we have to do. Maybe you have children, you've got to care for them, or you've got to take them to their events. Then we have the routine when we get home, and then when you're done with all of that, you've got to look around and do some things around the house. And then you have to get ready for your next day, and then we do it again. There's joy to be found in that. It's just a matter of how you choose to look at it. And are you asking for assistance? Are you asking the universe to help you find a way to make it easier? If you are a parent and you're driving your children to events, and I know the children themselves are very busy these days, can you imagine if another mother was feeling the same way and she said, hey, what if I take them to the practice and you pick them up 2 nights of the practices, and then on the other 2 we switch. This way we both get a little break so we can get more done and feel more relaxed. And you would look at her and say, that's an answer to my prayers. I was just thinking, I need a break. And she would say, so was I. And then the universe nudged one of you, obviously it wasn't you, so for her to nudge and say something to you. And then poof, we have a solution. Go figure, right? But we think we have to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders every day. We have the demands of work. And what is life? Are you taking your job when you go to heaven? You are not. Are you taking that house you're busting yourself to pay for? You are not. Or the car payment that's overwhelming? You are not. And yes, you have those things, and that's fabulous. And you asked for those things, and you got those things. So now you have to be smart, and you have to ask the universe, help me find a way to make it easier to navigate the choices that I've made, because for some reason or another, I've made myself a slave to the world. And I'm not liking this. So I release this dislike, and I want to find the joy in it. So help me find the joy. Now you spend more time in your car and you enjoy it because there's parts of the car that you love. That's why you bought the car. Or now when you go to work, you take that extra time to stop and maybe get yourself a coffee on the way. Give yourself a little more time. Or you make sure you take your lunch at work instead of working through. The work is still going to be there, but if you don't take care of you, what is going to happen? You'll get to the other side sooner than you want, is what will happen. For what? To say you worked through lunch your whole entire career? You don't get bonus points in heaven for that. You get bonus points from the universe for holding the vibration, knowing that you are part of a universal force of energy that streams through you, and you have the ability to create and co-create with the universe. You get points for that. And the more you realize that, and the more you tap into that frequency, and the more you move yourself in that direction of creative connection and inspired thinking and fabulous verbiage that matches the desire of what you want, and you stop yourself from worrying whenever possible. And when you do, you say, oh, I release that. I don't know how, but God knows how, so I'm giving that to God. And you brush it like we sweep away some dust in the living room. Just sweep it away. We don't need it. We don't need that worry. We don't need that disappointment. We don't need that fear. We don't need that anxiety. We don't need it. Because every time you drop down in that worry and that doubt, you unplug yourself from the universe. And the universe says, oh my goodness, we had them in the frequency. They were in the current of life. They were connecting and flying around and soaring high. They were so happy and they just crashed to the earth. What happened to that human? That human got in their head. That human got so preoccupied that they unplugged. And the universe is like, listen, we gave you a sign. We put people in your path. We played your favorite song. People are offering to help you, but you're not taking the help. You're not asking for help. You're not looking for another way. You're just trudging along in a space of energy that is dissatisfactory. How is that? Well, the universe has a message for you. And I welcome your phone calls right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're going to visit our friends on Facebook soon. We're welcoming your calls at 866-972-7247. We're going to talk to our friends on the phone lines and answer questions and see what the universe has to say, because they're always talking. And I'm so glad that I've learned to listen. I'm so glad that sometimes when I hear something, I just say it to someone. I don't say it because I think I know everything. I just say, hey, I have this feeling, or this is my thought. When someone sits with me for a personal session, whether it's in person or on the phone, I'm sharing what's coming through as a stream of consciousness of thought that Spirit wants you to know, that the universe is telling me, that your angels, your guides are telling me, that when I dial up and I connect to the supreme force of God, that that's the aspect that transforms through me and to speak to you. I plug myself in. You should plug yourself in. You would be amazed at what you can do. Well, we're going to go to our phone lines. 866-972-7247. If you haven't picked up the phone yet, then pick up the phone and join us. I've got to go to Broward County. I've got a caller by the name of Deshaun. Deshaun, how are you tonight?
Hello, I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm doing well, Deshaun. Good to make this connection with you. And you're learning to surrender outcomes and trust the universe has your back. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we are in the process of trying to navigate some difficult times. Is that also correct?
Yes.
What is your question for me tonight, Deshaun?
Yes. I had wanted to know, was there any negative or bad energy or spirits around me, like in my home, that may be causing me to go downhill?
Well, that's an interesting thought. Now, there is such a thing as energy that is misaligned, so yes, that is possible. When I look into the energy around you, we know that there are people who are, for lack of a better word, because there's a backstory to you, Spirit tells me, that there are people who don't want you to be okay given the current situation and the bit of a conflict that you're in. Is that correct, Deshaun?
Yeah.
And you're starting to pick up that energy. Is that also true?
Yeah.
And you're losing sleep. You're not sleeping well at night. Is that also true for you? Yes?
Correct.
And the other day, not too many days ago, my guides tell me that you felt like you saw something in the hall. You thought you saw something out of the corner of your eye. Did you think you saw a shadow or something off in your house?
Like a shadow.
Yes. I see the shadow. Now, energy is either positive vibration or low vibration. And sometimes low vibrations are a cumulative energy of other people's anger, frustration, jealousy, their disruptive thoughts. So I'm going to give you an example. So sometimes people get so mad, they're like, oh, I hate that person. I'm so mad at that person. I hope this happens to them. And they say things out loud. Now they're saying it out of anger, but it builds up. And if they don't let go of that anger and they continue to say that, that's almost like casting a spell. Because if we can speak positive words to the universe, Deshaun, can you imagine if people speak negative words? The energy
Correct.
builds up, all right? And God isn't making that happen, right? God protects us from that. But people begin to create balls of energy. And you're in a precarious position right now, Spirit tells me. And I feel like you're afraid that you're not going to fare as well in the situation and the predicament that you're in. You're thinking it may not work out well for you now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're not going to give that power because we're going to trust that there's a way around a complicated situation that you might be in. But I would suggest that you take the time, and I say this to you and anyone who feels their house feels heavy. We're not going to look at it as good spirits or bad spirits. We're not going to look at it that way. We're going to look at it as high vibrational energy or low vibrational energy. And sometimes when we've got a lot of fear, we've got a lot of anxiety, perhaps we've had conflicts with people, maybe there's disagreements happening in our own household. Maybe we bring home the problems from work, because I actually feel, Deshaun, you're starting to have some problems at work where you weren't having it before. Is that also true?
A little bit, yeah.
Did you have a little conflict with someone, or I know they like you there, but we were having a conflict with someone or something didn't go right the way you wanted to. We'll leave you with that. But Spirit tells me that it's starting to bleed out to other things. So when we take this energy and we bring it into our home, Deshaun, we need to clear the home. So this is where you may hear people say, hey, you know, I bought some sage and I saged my house. At the Expedito Enlightenment Center, where I am in West Palm Beach, you know, we often recommend people light some charcoal, and they put an incense resin called copal, or a clearing negativity incense resin on the charcoal to smoke out their house, burn out the energy, clear it out. When we go to church, you know, on the holy days, we'll see the priests come in with some frankincense and myrrh, and they're swinging it back and forth, and there's smoke coming out of it, right? That's to clear the energy. They're blessing the energy. They're clearing the energy for us, right? Frankincense and myrrh is usually more for blessing, and so they're blessing all of the people in the church, right? And they're making the energy in the church holy for the high holy day, whether it's Easter or Christmas. So you need to clear your house. And you need to write down everything you want to have happen as an outcome for you. And focus it.
Okay.
So if the energy's heavy, as I see it is, you have the power to do something about it. And just because it feels like you're going to drown doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. You need to trust that everything's going to work out. I hope I've answered your question, Deshaun.
Yeah.
And when you get a minute, pop on up to the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We'll give you a few things that you can use. Even my reversing spray works really well to kind of reverse the energy. And let's take a look at the turning points that we have for the conflict that you're in the middle of and see how we can navigate that, all right?
Okay, I think that's because I know I have court coming up in like a week.
Okay.
That's what it is.
So let's clear the energy before you go to court. Let's clear you before you go to court, right? So if you can't get an appointment with me before court, that's okay. We can still give you the things to clear the house and kind of clear your energy. All you have to do is call the center and say, I need to clear myself and I need to clear my house. And Andrew, who's at the front, will tell you, hey, great, man, come by anytime after this day and pick up some stuff, and we'll have everything ready for you. All right?
Okay, thank you again.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Then when we come back from Broward County, I'm going to have to pop on over to Houston. Then I've got to fly over to Miami. Then I got to jump around and go to Seattle. And I got to go to Illinois. I got to go to Loxahatchee. I got to get all over the place. So we're going to get back to our phone lines and visit our friends on Facebook. But for this minute, we're going to take a moment to hear from our sponsors. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldies station. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Have you heard me? Do you see me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah right here on the True Oldies station every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. I'm sure glad to connect with all of you, and we are really taking your calls at 866-972-7247, really connecting and really connecting to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. It's such a great time for all of us to be connected here, and we've been building a spiritual community since 2009 because we believe that each person's question not only helps the person asking the question, but helps you listening. Maybe it's not the same storyline, but you can glean some insight from everybody's question. So I feel like we're all helping each other all across the nation and really all across the world, thanks to social media. I just had someone in the UK. Her name's Sarah too, and she was asking if she could call in on her WhatsApp, which I don't think she can do that with her phone to our call-in number, but she's following us. Sarah is following us in the UK. So we sent her much love in the UK. We've got lots of friends in the UK who follows the show. We've got friends all over the world, actually, who listen to the show, follow the show, and connect with me privately for a personal session. If you'd like a personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual, you can go to sarahspiritual.com, SARAH, spiritual.com, and there you'll find out of all the different sessions that I have to offer, and you can select. The best one to select to begin with is the general session, and we can take a look and see what we have going on around you and what I see and what Spirit is going to share with you so that you can learn some lessons and get some insight and guidance and be enlightened and have some, little tricks to get through the next few months and maybe the next few years, depending how far out Spirit takes you, to give you clues on the path of life. So visit sarahspiritual.com. We also have something fabulous happening at the Expedito Enlightenment Center this Tuesday, March 3rd. Now, March 3rd, if you haven't heard, we've got a lunar eclipse. and a full moon. So we've got a full moon lunar eclipse happening, and we're going to be at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and we're going to do this really in a fabulous way. We have some energy movements with our chakra dance movements, with our dear chakra dance teacher Margot helping us with that. And we've got Helena and I talking about how the moon will impact us and the impact it will have throughout the year for us. So we're going to be doing that. And we're also going to be tuning in to Spirit and getting some meditations. And I'll be playing the singing bowls and coming into with you with song. Spirit will channel songs through me, and we will, through song, sound, movement, and insight, celebrate that full moon lunar eclipse. March 3rd, you can go to sarahspiritual.com to register. The event is only $17. You don't need to bring a thing, just show up and get ready to move and groove and sing and meditate and get some insight as to what the rest of the year is going to look like. Well, at least for the next 6 months, how this full moon eclipse is really going to open up some energy. And we just had our solar eclipse less than a week ago, or about a week ago, and that was a big one. So we've got a lot of energy, and those of you who listen to the show, you know our friend Stacy Holler is usually here every month. We're looking forward to having her back next month to give us some insight as to what is going to happen around the astrological clock for each of our astrology signs. Right now she's kind of snowed in Boston, so we're sending her a lot of warm air, and we're going to go back to our phone lines right now at 866-972-7247. Let's go to Houston. We've got Melissa on the line. Melissa, how are you? Hi, Melissa.
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Good to have you connected here. This year brings you growth, expansion, financial increase. I hope that's on your list of things we want, because that's what the universe is sending me here for you, that there's going to be some increase for you. What is your question for us tonight?
That was kind of what I was kind of playing into. And just, I guess, where do you see me, going, or what's coming to me, within the next, 6 months?
Yeah.
Or a couple of months.
So when I look at the next couple of months, Melissa, we're still getting our footing as we came into the new year. I feel like you were kind of searching for answers and really evaluating what makes you happy, what makes you feel purposeful, what's the meaning of life. And I feel like there's a move connected to work, career. Are you planning on making a move at your job, please?
Well, actually, I kind of just left.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. You kind of what?
I kind of on a whim just left.
Good girl. Good for you. It's the time to make a move. It's not a whim. It's called take this job and you know what?
Anymore.
You weren't happy. Absolutely. And the universe has a better opportunity for you. And I'm going to address this, if I may, Melissa, because when we stay in the energy of discontentment and unhappiness, it makes it harder to go find a place of happiness. So you remove yourself from the toxicity, very toxic there, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of little wackos over there at that workplace. That's what my spirit was like, they were whacked, Sarah. I'm like, okay, they're whacked over there.
Well,
so Melissa decided she's going to
leave. I had to see
leave.
a lot of things and hear a lot of things that I didn't want to know. And then it was like I couldn't say anything because of my position, so.
Yes.
That put me in a very bad
awkward
situation.
Awkward situation, yes. And you also didn't want to somehow have a backlash on you. So when we move you forward, I do see more work coming for you. They take me into the month of April. April seems to feel like we land on our feet in a really good way. March, as you know, we're going to have Mercury retrograde going through most of the month. So if you do find a position, just make sure you know exactly what you're stepping into. And I would prefer you don't start till after Mercury is out of retrograde at the end of March, if that's possible. If not, you just read the fine print. You make sure you understand everything that's being expected of you, the job scope, so that you don't make a misstep. But I do feel that in the month of April, everything is back on track. I feel like you need to put a different spin on your approach to your work, to your career. I feel as if The universe is showing me that there's a slightly different aspect of job that you can focus on. I feel like where you were was burning you out. So we need to find something to get enthusiastic about again. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. No, I mean, I've been looking into kind of like my own business stuff kind of and doing
Great.
resale. So that's what I've been doing on the side.
Good.
I mean, and it's something I do like. It's just, it's a lot of work going into it. And but I also need a job too. So it's kind of like, I don't know if I could really wait till April, but
But I don't know how, but somehow I will, because I know that God has the answer. And if the perfect job is coming in
Right.
April, then we don't know how, but somehow everything will work out, right? So just
Right.
trust. You left, you needed to leave, and now we move forward. It gives you an opportunity to invest a little more time in your side business, your side hustle, while looking for another job. Side hustle will fill in a little bit. Then we find another job, and then we decide how maybe we migrate to the side hustle being full-time if that's possible. So it's all there for you. Do not get in the wobble. You made a brave decision because it is time for you to expand. And they were keeping you in a box and keeping you locked up. They weren't allowing you to expand
Right.
and be your true self. And to thine own self be true.
Right.
You had to stand in your truth. You had to believe in what you know to be correct. And they were not doing good ethical work practices, and that you didn't want to be a part of,
No.
is what Spirit tells me. So
Yeah.
as we move you
You're
forward, we have
absolutely
new
right.
financial opportunities. I feel like you're going to make more than you did at your previous job. Then when I move you into the area of time that brings me closer to your birthday, towards the fall of the year, I really feel that you are really expanding in other ways in your life, in your personal life, and connections with people. We really begin to take off, and life begins to take a major turn in 2027, so that everything that was not in alignment with you begins to fall off. And then any thoughts of maybe making a move to a new location, a move to a different house, there's change that happens for you in 2027. And everything you're doing now is setting you up for the perfect outcome and perfect scenario, Melissa.
Do you see that they want to call me back? Because my boss had made a statement to the team that he lost his ace.
Well, I know your personality, your ego wants to know, like, hey, they could call you back because they need you, and they realize that. It's possible that that would happen, but I don't want you to spend any time doing that to yourself, because we don't want to attract that type of energy or that type of person or toxicity of experience. Because if you're in that energetic flow, following what I was talking about in the beginning of the show in the universe, then when you go to your next position, inadvertently you'll take the one that'll have a similar dynamic. You just don't know it going through the door. But once you're in it, you'll be like, oh my goodness,
Right.
I manifested the same thing. You were their top performer. I know that they're going to miss you. I know that they're going to want you back. Whether they can swallow their pride and, have someone reach out to you and say, hey, we know we didn't handle this right. Can you come back for this amount? If they're trying to negotiate with you, I don't know that that's a good thing to wish for. All right?
Okay.
All right.
No,
Onward
that works.
and upward, my dear. We have a whole new path ahead of you, and good things are coming. I thank you, Melissa, for your call, and I'm really glad that you followed your own intuition, and it wasn't on a whim, on your spiritual guidance. You take this job and I am done because I am out. And you left and you created
I couldn't
a
do it
new
anymore.
space. Perfect. You did the right thing. Thank you so much for your call.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye for now.
Bye.
866-972-7247. We are going to go back to our phone lines. And from Houston, Texas, I got to go to Miami. I've got Amanda on the line. Amanda, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you tonight, Amanda. What is your question for us tonight?
Today was a rather heavy day for me, but I feel like there may have been breakthroughs in messages with family members, etc. I just wanted to ask if there was any signs that the universe has for me to move onward and upward.
Onward and upward, yes, because you're releasing a lot of experiences that don't serve you any longer. And you're also drawing healthy boundaries, things that are not in alignment with where you want your life to go. And you have had a lot of responsibility. You've had a lot of disruption. You, very similar to the caller before, experienced some challenges in a workplace that really made you feel uncomfortable. And now that you've made your choices and cleared the energy, the universe is going to open up the doors of possibilities so that you can decide where you want to go and what you want to do. And that other people have to share in that connection of responsibility, and that everything can't fall on you. And that's maybe a little difficult for other people to come to understand. But it is the true reality that is there. You cannot do everything for everyone. In turn, it has burnt you out. So now we need to step back, and we need to care for Amanda. We need to put Amanda first. And the universe is giving you signs of, go do this. You want to do this. You want to take a yoga class maybe, or go study belly dancing, or do something fun and playful. It's been a long time since you've played. So the universe is going to send you some messages of things you can do that are playful and fun so that you can get back to center of you. I do feel that there is a move that comes for you. I don't feel that that happens just yet. I feel that the move has to happen when the universe prompts you to make it happen, and then the doors of next steps open up. Those doors are still closed on the next step. You're in a holding pattern, Amanda, because the universe is trying to get you to be in a respite. They're trying to get you to be in a more inspired, grounded space. And we can't come from where we were and get that space and ground and peace just yet, because it's a work for you to do. It's a lesson for you to learn, for you to release and undo the chains of karmic entanglements and family expectations that have kind of tied you to being in this obligatory position of everything falls on you. So there's an opportunity for you. Opportunity to speak your truth, opportunity to move yourself forward. There's much support from your loved ones on the other side. Your uncle passed, yes, please? Is that your uncle I see?
Yes, his
Yeah.
anniversary passing date is on Saturday.
Yes. So your uncle that I see is right there with you, and he's supporting you. You're not relinquishing responsibilities because you're a selfish person. You're sharing responsibilities because you're a truthful, strong person who is honest enough to know that it's your turn now. And we have support from your uncle in that matter. So you're not being selfish. You are doing what you need to do for you. And everybody needs to get on board. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Your uncle is in great appreciation of all that you have done for people in your family. Your uncle always saw you as a princess, someone that he cherished. Now it's time that you take the role of a princess, not to be selfish, but that you can treat yourself with the same love and respect that you would any other princess. You're not doing for you what you deserve. And if you don't do for you what you deserve, if you don't put you first, Amanda, how is anybody going to? Whether it's a workplace or a love partner or a family member. If Amanda doesn't put Amanda first, no one else is. And again, self-care is not selfishness. So you will put yourself first. And the universe will support that. And the universe will bring opportunities for change. And they will put before you opportunities for playfulness. And I encourage you to take those pathways and to do something fun and celebrate who you are. Because somewhere along the way, in all that you've gone through, in the past 3 years, you have lost yourself. And now it's time to not find the old Amanda, because the old Amanda got run over by a truck 6 times in, I don't know, Biscayne Boulevard. So, I don't know. That's the only road I could think of fast enough in Miami. But you understand, you are basically emotional roadkill right now. Is that true?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I have goosebumps with your messages.
Okay.
So,
So if we are feeling that way, and many people can relate to how you're feeling, we need to not want to be the old Amanda, because the old Amanda is how you got here. We want to be the redesigned Amanda who has a balance in her life, who honors herself, loves herself, who believes anything's possible, who talks to the universe and waits for the universe's answer. Doesn't just jump and say, oh, I'm going to move, or oh, I'm going to do this. You may feel that idea, but then you need to sit with the idea, Amanda, before we move, before we do something, any movement. No opportunity that's meant for you will pass you by. Everything that's meant for you is there. The only person who will pass it by is you if you go speeding to the next thing without contemplating what feels right. And if it is in alignment with what the universe is saying. We know that you will manage to get through all this, and we regret that you went through a difficult day, but this difficult day is to remind you that you need to change. We cannot expect others to change. You need to change, and as you change, because that's the only thing you can control, they will have to act and change accordingly. They have no choice. And your uncle, who's very close to you, and it makes sense now that you shared his passing anniversary is Saturday, is very close to you. And he's supporting you. And you have his picture right there. Is that correct? Is his picture right there, honey?
I do.
You do. I see his picture. And so talk to his picture. We don't need a picture to talk to him, but talk to the picture. Light a candle, and everything will be all right. I trust I've been of service to you tonight.
It was a beautiful message. Thank you so much. I needed to hear that.
You're
I
welcome,
appreciate
Amanda.
you.
We appreciate you, and we appreciate your call. Bye for now.
Bye.
866-972-7247. We want to talk to you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we want to help you manifest with the universe. And if there's something that we need to shift and change, guess what? Spirit's going to tell us. Go to the left, go to the right, don't do this, don't do that. Now, they can't make us do anything. Your guides, your angels, God. The angels have signed a contract. They are not allowed to interfere with humanity. Can you tell, based on everything going on in the world? The angels are just sitting there saying, these humans, they better get it together. Well, each one of us is going through our own personal struggles. Each one of us has an opportunity to grow. And if you talk to our friend Stacy Holler, our astrologer, she would tell you, it's a time for you to get flipped like a flapjack in a hot griddle the way all the planets are moving. And so all of us are going to be asked to see what's not working for us and make the change. But rather than stay stuck in the disappointment and the dismay, visualize what the other alternative is and make it happen. Believe it's possible. Trust the outcome. There's always a sign. You're never alone. We're going to talk to our friends on Facebook when we come back in our next segment. We're also going to continue to connect to our friends on our phone lines. So we're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come back to talk to you. And we're going to share some more of Spirit's insight. And I want you, in this time that we're on commercial break, I want you to be still. And I want you to remember that moment that felt so good for you. And I want you to look around in your life, and I want you to say to yourself, what doesn't feel right to me? And what do I need to do to shift and change my perception Or what action do I need to take? And then I want you to just surrender the rest. And then if you feel compelled to pick up the phone and call at 866-972-7247, you do that. Because when we come back, we're going to rock around this clock of answering your questions, and we're going to visit our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light.
There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. We are so happy to have you joining us here on this show. We're here every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. right here on the True Oldies station, all across from South Florida all the way up. So we're so glad to be connecting with all of our friends right here in the South Florida area. And we're glad to be here in South Florida, even if though we had a little bit of a chill these past couple of evenings. Better than 2 feet of snow. My best regards to all of our friends in New York and New Jersey. I know you all in Boston. It was really a rough gig, and I heard there's another snowstorm coming. Well, we send you our blessings and some hot sun to melt that snow as quickly as possible. We've got our friends on Facebook. We're going to be getting to them in a minute. We have Calvin Cates coming to the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach at the 6th and the 7th. Those are the dates, 6th and 7th. Yes, that's the days, 6th, 7th, for your healing bed services. This would be the healing bed of the crystal healing bed that brings together the energy of your chakras, helps align you emotionally, spiritually, and connects you to your divine energy. Calvin's been coming to the center since about 2010, so he's been with us now for 16 years, bringing the crystal healing bed. It's a very popular experience. People find a lot of relief emotionally, spiritually, and even physically as we connect to the energy. This energy is the energy that he has learned to work with through the Casa Dom Ignacio in Brazil, where a lot of miracles have happened in the ways of healing. As a matter of fact, Wayne Dyer went there for a lot of healing, and it extended his life for a very long time before he eventually did pass. And he was a great teacher, role model for many of us in the spiritual community. And we've got on March 3rd our wonderful lunar eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse event at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We've got chakra movements, we've got some insight as to what the meaning of the moon is, and we've got sound bowls and song. So if you need to release, let go, and use the full moon to just be and be in alignment, then come join us at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm. But if you're not local, that's okay. Local does not have to be, because we have the facilities to connect all across the world. So we welcome you to join us live on Zoom for our full moon lunar eclipse. So we want to see you there. You can join us at sarahspiritual.com. That's where you'll find all the information that you need to register. The cost is only $17. And come as you are. It's a beautiful event. We look forward to having you there. We're going to go back to our phone lines and our friends in YouTube. Get ready, because we'll get to our YouTube and our Facebook friends in just a minute. But I've got to go to Seattle. We've got Nadine. Nadine, how are you tonight in Seattle?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. And what's the weather for you there in Seattle?
It's not too bad. It's like in the 50s.
See, you got New
A
York
lot
beat
warmer
for
than
sure.
in the East Coast.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good to hear. We're glad to have you connecting with us here. And this year is a lot of connections for you in relationships, and people. My guides are telling me, it's about community here for you, and kind of making the connections that are going to transcribe into next year as things that are going to be fruitful and plentiful, connective, and loving, and also financial rewards come to you as this year progresses into 2027. Nadine, what is your question for us here tonight?
I was just calling to see what my guides have for me for the rest of 2026 and beyond.
Well, definitely growth in community and tribe. You've been working on spiritual connection and advancing that connection and connecting with like-minded people. Is that correct, please?
Yes, I have.
And I also see here a connection in healing as well. Have you been working on some self-healing work at this time as well, please?
Yes, I have.
I see Archangel Raphael around you. That's why I say that. I feel like you've been communicating with the angels. I have Raphael, Gabriel, and Michael around you in this connection. I also have the beautiful energy of Mary Magdalene inviting you to be in your feminine power and kind of let go and surrender and allow your feminine goddess energy to come out in this year. I feel like this year also, in connecting with people and networking, helps you build something that seems like some type of business. Are you looking to do something on your own or connect an advanced business for yourself at this time?
Well, I may be looking to explore different options in business and career-wise in the future, yes.
This networking and connection of this year, you'll meet all the right people, connect with those people. The universe is going to place those people in front of you. That's why I said coming towards the end of the year, coming into 2027, it's going to be a great financial year. Look at the connections of people and the heartfelt intentions that you set as sowing seeds for your future of not just 2027, which kicks it off, but sets you up tremendously for the next 5 years. So the decisions and choices you made will make a momentum that will lead you to a very powerful outcome for the next 5 years. No pressure there, right? So we've got to really be intentional and really set that energy there. We want you to know that you're fully supported from the universe, and the questions and conversations that you've had with them will all come full circle, and you will have the clarity that you're seeking at this time. I feel like emotionally you're transforming as well, and I feel like we're kind of seeking clarity as to what brings you peace and makes you feel grounded and in alignment. Does that also make sense to you?
It does make sense, yes.
So it all will come together, my dear. We appreciate your call. Did we answer your question?
You did. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, and thank you for being on hold. We appreciate that as well. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
866-972-7247. We want to visit our friends, our buddies on Facebook and YouTube. So we're going to pull up some questions. If you're on hold on our phone lines, don't go anywhere. We just got to give our friends some love on Facebook here, and our friends on YouTube. We got to find the love and share the insight of spirit. So let's pull up some questions for our friends on Facebook here. We got Denise Kennedy. And she says, hey, Sarah, any message that I need to hear from my spirit guides and my angels? Denise, this is for you a really transformational time, because I feel like we're getting ready to expand something for our work and our career. I really am looking for you to make a job move, to develop a different aspect of your career. I'm also looking for you to consider making a move from where you are now, somewhere else. No, I don't see you leaving the local section, but I do feel that there is a move coming for you. And when I take you, Denise, to this move, your guides and angels want you not to be afraid to make a change. This is the perfect time to change. And that energy continues from this year into next year. So if you're thinking of making a change, but you don't know how you're going to do it, let it unfold. Your spirit guides and your angels are very much around you, because I feel like you've been building a bridge of communication with them, and you've been trying to notice their input and their signs. Pay attention to the numbers. They talk to you via numbers. They're showing me numbers 444, 333, 1111. These are numbers that we want you to look for. That's the sign that you're on the right track, Denise Kennedy. We want to thank you for your Facebook question. Thank you for watching the show. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you again in our Facebook feed on the Sarah Spiritual page. Let's go to our next question here on Facebook or YouTube. I think I heard somewhere that maybe there's something going up with the YouTube chat across the whole YouTube system, so we might not get to talk to our friends on YouTube tonight. But we've got Holly Costanza Donaldson, and she's like, are there any messages? What do my angels want me to know? Well, Holly Costanza Donaldson, this is the perfect time for you. It's really a year of money. Show me the money, Jerry Maguire said, and I want to show you the money. I feel like this is a year for you to increase and create more money for yourself. You're very dedicated. You're very creative. You're a bit of a free spirit. So if you're feeling a little cramped, a little stuck in what you're currently doing, look at ways for you to be more creative, Holly Costanza Donaldson. And also, if you're not getting paid what you're worth, then you want to look at how can I earn what I deserve, what I desire. Write down an amount that you would like to make and put it into the universe, that within the next 3 to 6 months, you are the woman who is creating an opportunity that will pay you this amount, be it a new position where you currently are, an idea for a side hustle or a business, and or a new job altogether. Be open to those possibilities. It is a year for finances to increase, and we want you to get every single drop of that financial abundance that I see coming to you. So we thank you so much, Holly Costanza Donaldson, for your Facebook question. We're going to take another one on Facebook and YouTube before we go back to our phone lines right here on the True Oldies station. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. Let's take a look and see who else we have on our Facebook page. We've got Charlotte Lusting. And Charlotte says, I resigned from my job yesterday. She did it in the kind of like on a whim. And I think we just spoke to Charlotte on our phone call. So I think we actually got to talk to Charlotte. So Charlotte, you did make the right choice. You are on track with your decision to leave your job, as we said in a phone conversation. So thank you for that message. Let's pull one more from Facebook and YouTube if we could, before we go back to our phone lines, since we did already get to talk to Charlotte on the phone lines. We've got Anne And Ann Swaretek says, any message from Spirit, and she shares with us where she is, anything wanted, they want her to know. You know, Ann, I know this year has felt a little heavy for you. The end of last year, coming into this year, you have high hopes, but you're really looking to, they're talking to me about up your game, get things in better organization, better alignment. And, you know, there's time for you. I feel like there's a lot of things that are on your plate, a lot of projects. You've taken on a lot of responsibility. So there's a part of you that I feel is overwhelmed. Spirit wants you, Anne, to take time for Anne. We need you to take a break. We need you to get your rest. We want you to pay attention to your health this year, Anne. It's important that you pay attention to your health. And also we know that there is connection to loved one on the other side. I feel a female energy stepping forward connected to you. And the energy that I see puts this energy on the mother's side of the family. I really want to go in a grandmother energy. So grandmother energy is with you. So if you've been missing your grandmother, there's a connection there for you. Know that that energy of missing and connection is present, and she is feeling you, Anne. We want to thank you for your question on Facebook. Know that you're not alone. Archangel Michael is also with you. Grandmother energy is with us, and also you need to take care of you. Thank you so much, Anne, for your Facebook question. We're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and we are going to go to Dalton, and Dalton is in Illinois. Dalton, how are you tonight? Are you with us? All right. Dalton, are you there? We might not have Dalton right here. Oh, I do hear you. Fabulous, Dalton. Good to make this connection with you. Thank you so much for your call. Dalton, I have to look at last year. Did last year feel a little rough for you, a little funky? Did you feel like you were trying to push uphill to get some things accomplished for yourself? Yes. Okay. We're getting ready to clear the deck, Dalton. This year is supposed to feel a lot better. You just had a birthday, and so happy birthday. This energy begins to give you this new beginning, this fresh start. You're going to step a little bit more in your power. If you're looking to focus on something with your career, now's the time. This year is really a pivotal time to enhance things with your career that you put into the career, what makes you tick, what feels purposeful and intentional for you. I see creativity around you. I feel like you're ready for something a little different than what you've been doing so far. Is that correct?
Yes. So I do have a question.
Yes.
I applied for a job.
Yeah.
How do you foresee that going?
Well, I do see something different coming for you. That's what we're saying, all right? Let me see if I can tune into that particular job for you. You applied for a job. We interviewed, yes? Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So we're looking to get called back for another interview. Is that also true?
Something like that, yes.
Okay. I see a job coming. I can't tell for sure if it's this one. Is this the way I see this job is it's a little different than what you've currently been doing. Is that correct? But still in the same wheelhouse, but just a slightly different aspect. You're going in the right direction by looking for a job like this. So this is the right momentum. This is what I'd like you to do to manifest with the universe. I want you to literally walk around your house in the morning and say, I am the man who is employed by, say the company name. I have a wonderful job. I'm getting paid this amount of money, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. I want you to keep saying that. I want you to see yourself at that job. I feel like the rapport with the person that you interviewed with was a good rapport. It was a good interview. Is that correct?
Yes.
So focus on that. Focus on that.
Okay.
And there's someone you know who works there? Did you get like an inside track? Someone told you about this opportunity? Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's what I'm hearing. Spirit's like, oh, somebody told him about this. So I kind of feel like the road got paved for you a little bit. So you still have to go through the process, and they still have to choose you. But I feel like you've got a little bit more star power, then maybe someone else who's interviewed for it. So we'll hold the vision, but I do see a new job coming for you. Love to know. Be sure and call us back if it's this one, because I'd love to know that, and we'll put in a prayer for you ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your call. Bye for now.
Yep, bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We're so glad to be connecting with all of you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And from Illinois, I've got to go to Loxahatchee, Florida. Loxahatchee, I've got Kitty on the line. Kitty, how are you?
Oh, hey, Sarah. I'm doing great. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you, Miss Kitty. I got to tell you, and I don't know why I hear an echo, so if you've got something, if you have me on speaker, or perhaps you have the show on in the background in a computer, let's just try to turn something down. Because I hear some noise. I don't know if you're in your car. Okay, whatever you have, watch in the background. So, okay.
I don't want to disconnect you, but I don't know how to.
All right, I hear you better now. So we'll just.
Okay.
A little better. A little better.
Thank you.
A little bit better.
Okay.
So when I look at the energy around you, I see that this is a time for you to put yourself in a better balance and order. Have you been feeling a little bit out of balance and order? Is that correct?
Oh, completely ungrounded in all those things.
Yeah. And this is a big spiritual evolutionary time for you. I need to go back. We are in the year of 2026 now, but I need to go back. I need to go back to 2022 into 2023. This was a time, Kitty, of shift and change for you then? Was that a time that you were going through a lot of change?
Huge, yeah.
And that is what set the tone for where you are now. And we're just getting ready to come up for air. You are overwhelmed. You have too much on your plate. You are not feeling emotionally and supported in the ways that you need to. And you are really asking the universe, how did I get here at this juncture of my life? Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%.
Kitty, what is your question for me?
Okay, I think my main questions are around real estate, finance, and manifesting my dream.
Okay.
I think also the location. The location is a huge thing I don't feel sure about.
Mm-hmm. Your dream is to have space. Is that correct?
Yes. It has to do with horses and manifesting.
I know. I see the space. I see the space. I see where everything comes together in nature. I see a brook, a stream. I see property. I see stables. I see a house. I see another space for training. I see you as a healer. I see you as an animal whisperer. I see this as sacred ground. I see you connected with your Indian spirit guide. Your Indian spirit guide is helping fuel this dream. It's just we don't have all that we need to make it happen. Is that correct? Yet.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. That was like a really good read. Whoa. I'm blown away.
I know what I see.
I'm blown away.
And I know what you were destined to do, Kitty. Destined. So we need to let the spirit guides make it happen. This is not a pipe dream. Now, I know you're going to say, Sarah, I've been wanting to do this for a while and nothing's happened. Then you need to say this. I don't know how, but somehow God is going to find a way, and I am open, receptive to the pathways that get me there. I surrender how, knowing God knows how, and I am the woman who has, and say what you want. And I want you to do this every day. Now, it is possible that we will not be where you are because I do feel that there's a move, and it may take you out of the area that you're in. Not 100% sure it takes you completely out of Florida, but I feel like there's another spot. Is there another place you're considering? Is that true?
Yes, that's true. Very true.
Okay. And possibly out of state, but you're also considering another spot in Florida. Is that also true?
Yes, those are both true.
Those are both
true. There's
true.
actually two places in Florida that I'm thinking of, but then there's other places. Like there's somewhere else in this country that I'm
you're drawn to.
I'm feeling.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
So feel the feeling, and then when you can, go to the places, stand on the places, and when you stand on the area, right? I'm not telling you walk on someone's property and go like, oh yes, this is mine, but close enough. Go stand there and say, yes, this is mine, and put yourself in that energy and feel the energy. And when you feel that place, then you figure out somewhere right around here, this is where I'm going to be.
Okay.
All right, because this is not just meant to help animals, horses. This is meant to help people as well. Is that also true?
Yes, 100%. 100%. Like
I see
it's
it.
the animal love, but it's also the service to humanity, like especially children, veterans, wounded people in general, or just people who want to have an experience that takes them outside or fulfill a, I guess people, just to take people there.
Yes. So I'm also going to suggest you play the lottery because you never know. Okay? It's made a difference for a lot of people. Don't laugh. If you tell the universe, I am open and receptive to money to come to me through multiple spigots, multiple streams, it will come. Something will come. Listen, if you win even $100,000 from Florida Fantasy 5, that's going to help. So we're going to look for that.
Okay.
All right. And Kitty, when you can, make an appointment with me. Spirit has big plans for you. I'd love to share that with you. I'm only on Okeechobee Boulevard, not too far. I used to live in Royal Palm, so I know exactly where you are. So cruise on down Okeechobee Boulevard, make an appointment with Sarah Spiritual, and let's talk because Spirit's got big plans for you.
Okay, I'll do that for sure. Thank you so much. It's like an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to answer your questions right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. So stay with us. We'll talk to you in a minute.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Everything comes when the stars align, right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. I'm so glad to have you joining us here on the True Oldies, and I'd love to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. There you'll find a wonderful array of metaphysical products. We've got books, we've got crystals, we've got incense, we've got oils, we've got sprays. We've got all the beautiful tools necessary to build a beautiful, creative environment for you. So we'd love to see you at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. If you like to light a candle, maybe you like to have a Buddha or a lucky elephant in your house, we've got all those wonderful tools for you. So stop by the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and there you'll not only be able to see the beautiful center and all the beautiful artwork, but you could stop by for the crystal healing bed. You could come March 3rd for our singing bowl, sound, movement, and insight to what this wonderful eclipse energy is doing for us in a fabulous meditation. Go to sarahspiritual.com to learn more about it, or visit the expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. And we'd love to see you on Okeechobee Boulevard. We're there Tuesday through Saturday. We're going to go back to our phone lines. We've also have some friends chatting it up on Facebook, so we'll hopefully get to more questions on Facebook. But for this minute, I've got to go to Renee, and Renee is in West Palm Beach. Renee, how are you tonight? Hi, Renee. Are you with us? Renee, are you still there? All right, we're going to put Renee on hold, see if we can figure out where she is. She might have put the phone down, and as long as she didn't fall asleep, I guess we're doing good. But all right, Renee, if you can hear us, answer us. If not, call back. We're going to put you on hold. Let's see if we can get you there. And we will go to Carmen in Stewart. Carmen, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Carmen. Good to make this connection with you. We see here that it's birthday time for you, right? So this is a powerful time.
Oh, yeah.
You just had a birthday. Say it's your birthday. Yep. Well, my dear Carmen, let me tell you that this energy for you is really about change. So what does Carmen want to manifest? What does Carmen want to change? How does Carmen want to see herself in the energy of work environment? I feel like we want to make change in work environment. Is that true?
Yes, that is.
And we've been sending out the resume. Is that true? Working on that?
Not lately.
Okay. Well, if we want to make a change, we want to send out the resume. We need to be open for that possibility, Carmen. If we put it out there, somebody will bite.
I'm on different websites looking at things, but I haven't seen anything that I want to send my resume to.
Not yet, but there is change. This is the year to make a lot of changes. I do see you moving this year as well. Are you planning on making a move later in the year?
Yes,
Good.
I do.
I see a change coming for you, and this move is going to be important. It's going to be a great opportunity for you. Carmen, what is your question for us tonight in the energy of manifestation and creation? How can I assist you?
Well, work-wise, you've addressed that. I am looking. I'm not seeing anything that is, I feel like, worth me sending my resume at this point in time. And will the move happen first, or will the job, or I'm not sure if to stay here or look somewhere else.
Well, if you're not
finding where to live.
What you want in the lineup of Floridian workplaces, then open yourself up to another location and see what is there. And the reason why I say that is that sometimes when we take the emphasis and we take it off where we are now and we send our energy in a different place, if there's something really in Florida, it'll pop up. But if there's something elsewhere, we're not wasting our time looking in Florida when there could be another opportunity in another state. And another state that may be able to pay you more for the work that you do. So be open. And you may just luck out and get something that has some remote capability, maybe full remote, and then it won't matter where you live.
Right.
I need you to be more open with this, Carmen, and I need you to look at, I was just having this conversation with actually Stacy Holler, our astrologer, because Stacy Holler actually coaches people with their careers. And she used to work for a recruiting company. And so now she helps people with their resume and how to find the right job and see what they're really looking for next. So she's been featured in a lot of news articles. She's been featured on television talking about these topics. And so take a look at where you are and what you really want out of your career next. And maybe you want to talk to Stacey Holler. Maybe you want to have a meeting with her and see how we can cultivate a new next step for you so you don't find yourself stuck in the same energy of where you are, right? Because I know your work has a lot of consistent activity, right? I mean, I don't want to call it mundane, but it has a lot of mundane activities because it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we may want to find a different aspect of the work that you do. Maybe we want to be in alignment with a different type of company so that it's a little more diversified. Maybe we want to have you doing work, but for multiple projects, and maybe not to the extent that you do for this one company, but aspects that you enjoy of what you do, but for projects that are part of a company, right? So you're not, every day isn't the same, and you're not caught in the same loop of like, okay, it's the beginning of the month. Let's, okay, make sure everything's done. All right, we're coasting through the month. Oh God, it's the end of the month. Let's get the books ready. And it's on and on and on and on. So how would you like work to be for you? What would excite you? What would make you enthusiastic to go to work? What would bring you more joy besides more abundance? And ultimately, where do you want to live? If you think you want to stay here in Florida, then say, I want to stay, and tell the universe to open up an opportunity. Maybe we're not going to stay in this part of Florida. Maybe we're going to head more towards, I'm making it up, not saying this is the exact spot, but maybe you're going to head more in the direction of Jacksonville or another area of Florida that is going to be a little bit better suited for you. Be open. There are possibilities. Okay. It is a change. So what comes first, the chicken or the egg, the job or the move? You're going to determine that. You're going to determine that by how much time you spend waiting for the right job to come, or how active you are in creating an opportunity for yourself. If you're looking on websites, you may not be looking on the right websites. I know you're going to say the traditional ones, and I get it. But maybe there's, I'm sure Stacy would know, what are some other ways that would be, in today's society, everything's changed and looking for a job. This is the exact conversation Stacy and I had in the car today. How looking for a job is nowhere like it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And so she's with all those career people going through the same things you're going through. And what makes you happy? This is the key question that nobody can answer but you. What makes you happy?
Right.
And from there, your energy will attract an opportunity. And the opportunity may determine the move. If the dream job is somewhere else. I don't know if we want to be in 2 feet of snow in New York right now, but so be it if that's where it is, right? So wherever you want to go, I know I'm picking on my friends in New York. I'm so sorry, but I've had enough blizzards in my time. I remember the blizzard in New Jersey in 96 or something. That was a doozy. So I've had enough blizzards to last me a lifetime. So, but wherever you want to end up, maybe you want to go to North Carolina. I don't know. But pick a spot. The world is your oyster. It's time for a fresh start. You determine, move comes first, then we look for a job, or we find a job and then we move. If we're content in staying in Florida, then you can probably move and find a job around that move. It's up to you.
Okay.
But you will have this all ironed out by your next birthday.
Okay. Sounds like a long time, but time is going by so fast. So it won't be as long as I think.
You will have it done by your next birthday. You could have it done sooner, but if we're not even on the website looking for a job yet, again, because we stopped, we're not getting anywhere. So go back to basics. Make it happen. All right, Carmen, it is a good year for you, so go with the flow. It's going to be great. Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you again. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. Let's grab a Facebook question, a YouTube question. If we've got somebody on YouTube, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with the YouTube, but let's take a look at our Facebook. I know we're on YouTube, but I don't know if we've got a feed going. But let's take a look at our Facebook and see what we've got going on. Let's see if we can pull another question. I know we had some people who have some paragraphs there for us, so let's take a look and see what those paragraphs said. I'd love to answer another question on Facebook before we go back to our phone lines, because after I do my Facebook, I'm going to, we did Holly, so we're going to skip over Holly. Let's go to another question here for us. Do you have another one lined up here? Take a look. Stephanie Pappas. All right. There's some serious issues going on with her son. I'd like to help him, and I feel confused and nervous about the whole thing. And my kids, are my kids at risk? Any advice from Spirit? She gives me her son's birthday and her birthday. So, Stephanie Pappas, let me tell you this. Right now, this year is really an important year for you to get your finances in better alignment and a better connection. But I also feel like the environment around your son is not a good environment. I don't feel like your son feels happy. I feel like your son might be, I know he's a little bit older, but I feel like he might be acting out here. And I feel like we may need to leave the situation that we're in and make some type of change or move. You're going to have to plan that. Risk, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, by what you're asking, that things aren't good enough for your children. They deserve better. Your son needs a better influence around him, needs to feel better about himself. I'm seeing your son feeling angry and a little out of sorts here, Stephanie. So you do need to make a change, Stephanie. So make the change, choose to change, and set a plan in motion. And don't lose yourself in the worry and the anxiety. I want you to look at the energy of what would be ideal for your family and find a way to make it happen. I know that seems overwhelming to you. Spirit tells me don't feel overwhelmed. Just reach out and see who can assist you in making the change. You're not in the best situation right now. Thank you, Stephanie Pappas, for your Facebook question. Really glad we were able to take that question. Let's go to Deerfield Beach. I've got Cheryl in Deerfield Beach. Cheryl, how are you tonight?
I just wanted to call and say hello. You look beautiful in blue.
Thank you so much.
It's been a while, so I wanted to just call you and say hi. How are you doing?
Cheryl, I am doing well. Thank you so much, and thank you for thinking of us. And we know that you are on a fabulous pathway of change. You've been through this evolutionary stage. You kind of came from rags to riches, right? Things seem to have crumbled around you. And you rose to the occasion like the phoenix rising from those ashes, right? And you've overcome obstacles. But now we want to find the perfect balance and freedom for you. But we need the balance, the work-life balance, and that's family balance as well. Did you have a question about making a move? Is that something that you wanted to ask?
Well, my energy level, emotionally, physically, is very low. Normally, I have a very high vibration, and I'm very up. And I've just been very, my energy is just not good, and I seem to be having some, it's almost like, I hate to say this, but everyone's against me. Like everyone's turned their back on me. And I think my family's been without me for so long that they don't want me to come back. I don't feel like I belong there anymore. So I have these emotions of sadness, and I feel displaced. I don't feel that I belong anywhere. And it's pretty powerful.
It's
I'm
a
thinking
tough
of
place to be.
changing so much. I'm trying to be patient. I've been waiting on my cases to close. I've been waiting to get a job, and nothing has stuck with all the interviews. I've been waiting to consider moving back to Florida. Then now I'm thinking, should I stay here? You know, I've got a decent job, but it's killing me working nights. I have so many emotions spinning and turning that I just want to sleep.
Of course. Well, also remember, when you work nights, it kind of goes against the body rhythm, and anyone who's worked nights, and there's many people who have to work the night shift, and I know that your job requires it, depending on the shift that you're assigned, but it's not easy for the body, right? So most people, energy after a while does go down. Now, let's address your family. Well, when you left your family, you needed to leave your family, right? You know, you had enough of them.
Yes.
And so now they've gotten used to living without you, and that's actually what you wanted. If you think about it, you manifested their not being so dependent on you because they were draining the life out of you when you were there, and you were responsible for everybody and everything and working endless hours and covering all the bills and all the things that you were doing, right? So it was a lot. So you said, okay, things weren't working in the job market for yourself, correct, in Florida at that time. So you're like, all right, I've been handling a lot of pressure for my family, but the best way I can serve my family and keep my sanity is to look for a job elsewhere. You found a spot, you stayed for a while per the contract, then you went somewhere else, and now you ended up connected to family. Now, if you remember, let me remind you, Spirit said you could go to be with your family, but it might not be the best place for you to stay, right? We told you that. Right? The Spirit told you that right here live on air. I can pull the tape. I got receipts.
Yep.
Now, but
I remember.
I know you had a good time connecting and spending time, but now even they seem to have kind of pulled away, right? So it's not quite the warm fuzzy that you had when you got there, right? And familiarity
I feel like
breeds...
I've outwore my welcome, although they don't say that. I feel it.
Yes. Familiarity breeds contempt. Yes. So time to pull out, all right? So for now, you become an even better guest. You step back. You become a little less engaged. You just become a little more supportive for them to make them feel it's worth having you there. But you kind of, don't... Familiarity breeds contempt. So we're going to pull back a bit, and we're going to stay at our job. We're going to stay at our job until another opportunity comes, and wherever the wind blows you, that's where you're going. You could come back to Florida. I don't know that they have the work here for you that you're looking for, but you could submit your resume. It's still your house. It's still your family. You could go back. But remember, once you go back and they get used to you being back, you're going to take a step backwards. And the one thing I know about the universe is they're not too fond when we made advancements and then we take a step back. Now, do you still love your family? Yes. Does your family still love you? Yes. But you've also realized that in the journey of when you lived in your own house, you grew apart. And now we've really grown apart. So now we have to just let your son grow. And that's easier for him when you're not there to mother him. And we need to let your partner figure out what your partner really wants to do. And in the meantime, you cannot be enslaved to anybody else's emotions right now until you figure out what you want. Because you were jumping through hoops for so long that Cheryl lost Cheryl. And God is not the author of confusion. So you need to sit, and you need to pray, and you need to do things that up your energy. Pray, meditate, ground yourself. I know you're up north, so it's a little chilly, so I'm not going to tell you to go sit in a snow mountain, but ground yourself.
I'm at the gym right now, so I am. That's my refuge, to try to get to the gym and balance out that energy. But
okay, so balance out at the gym.
Displaced.
Yeah. But you're carving out a new path for yourself, and you can get another job.
My aunt's daughter has she has an apartment that she's moving out of that's like $1,000 a month. I was considering relocating there. It's right down the street from my aunt, and maybe that would be better for me to have my own space. And
I think so.
Better to get away from my aunt. I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah, better. Because I said your aunt, lovely woman, but da-da-da-da-da. Okay, here we are. So
energy is intense.
Energy's intense. So if you could be in your own
It's
space.
her kitchen.
Of course. If you could be in your own space.
And
then maybe eventually get out of the night shift, then that job wouldn't be so bad. But while you're in your own space, you could see if there's another opportunity within a reasonable vicinity that you could have. If nothing's biting.
Yeah, I don't dislike the job. I don't dislike it. It's I do good there, and it's a little bit more peaceful at night, so there's advantages. My whole purpose of being here is to pay off debt and to get ahead. So that's why it was great at my aunt's, because she was so generous not to charge me. And now moving into an apartment, that's kind of defeating the purpose, but I may have no choice, really, as far as...
There's a great saying. There's a great saying. House guests are like fish. After a few days, they stink. Okay? You've been there a long time. So
I've been there since July.
All right. So here we go. $1,000 is not that bad. You'll still be able to save some money.
No.
You'll still be able to pay debt.
Yes.
You'll find a way.
Yes.
You'll get some overtime. It'll work out. I don't know how, but somehow God knows how. So I surrender to God the outcome. And if this apartment is meant to be mine, it'll fall into my lap with ease and grace, and I will make the move. I will visit my aunt to be respectful and loving, but I will have my own space. I will be in gratitude for the job that I created and my new connection and the new friends and the new coworkers. And I will begin to design the life that makes me feel happy and full of love, light, and grace. For this moment, Cheryl, we do have to go. We hope we've given you enough insight to help you through this displaced time. All right?
Yes.
Thank
Do you see me moving back to Florida?
Not really, but okay.
No, not really.
Not really. You can. You got to look for a job first. And nothing's biting
I've been
right
looking.
now.
Nothing's sticking. Nothing is sticking. Nothing.
Well, God says wait. Be of courage and wait on the Lord. That's what you have to do.
I will.
All right.
I will.
Thank you so much,
Sarah.
Cheryl. We appreciate you. Thank you for your call
Love
and your
you.
touch in. We send you much love as well.
Thank you.
Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye, Sarah.
972-7247. We say goodbye to Cheryl, and we get to say goodbye to all of you right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah for our 802nd live show. We're glad to have shared it with all of you. The universe is always sending us signs. What sign will you see tomorrow? Pay attention, and we'd love to see you back here next Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Call in, visit us on Facebook and YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to Sarah Spiritual on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, do me that favor. Go ahead, like the page, follow the pages. We'd love to have you visit us at the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Visit my website, sarahspiritual.com, and come to our full moon lunar eclipse on March 3rd. We'd love to have you there for song, sound bowl, and movement. And until next week, we bid you good night, farewell, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WQAM.